Hi, I'm Dave from Bauer Farm, and I run a 4-acre farm here in North Gore, and I produce mainly vegetables, and I sell to my CSA members, markets, grocery stores, and restaurants. So one of the advantages to buying off a local farm is that your food is a lot fresher than it would be in a grocery store. When I'm picking for my CSA members or when I'm filling an order, I pick things typically the same day or the day before when I'm delivering. So you get that 1 or 2 day freshness that you wouldn't find in a grocery store if it's coming from California or being shipped from wherever all over the world. You just don't have that kind of quality that you would from a local product. And as well, just we don't use any chemical fertilizers, any chemicals in our production at all. So you have the confidence in knowing that nothing has been sprayed, nothing's been applied to our products, and it's just straight, fresh, clean produce that comes directly from my farm, often not even refrigerated, and straight out to the community, to restaurants, to grocery stores, and that kind of stuff. Yeah, the biggest question I get typically is if my produce is sprayed. A lot of people ask me that. So I guess that just means any sort of chemical additions to their food. But I hear that a lot from consumers asking, like, what do I apply to the plants and that kind of stuff. I guess the best thing about having a good relationship with the farmer is trust. So even though I'm not certified organic, my customers know that I grow organically, and they can come to the farm and see it for themselves. And they see me every day when I'm dropping off their vegetables once a week, and they know the way I operate my business, and they know that there's a trusting relationship between me and the consumer. And I think people just like that connection with where their food's coming from. So I got into farming because I sort of started becoming aware of industrial agriculture and the direct impact that would have on people and the environment and that sort of thing. So the reason why I started the farm was sort of to my own little fight to combat that sort of agriculture and provide people in my community with an option. So if they're not happy as well with what they're getting at the grocery store, with the freshness they're getting, with the fact that they don't know if things are GMO or genetically modified or what they're sprayed with, I'm sort of providing another venue for these people to access fresh vegetables, to access fresh produce and fresh food. I think when we started having kids, I again became more aware of the impacts of industrial agriculture and the health risks that come with eating food that's produced a certain way. So my biggest thing that I wanted to pass on as well was that all my food is organic, and that you can just literally grab it right off the vine or right out of the ground and eat it directly without having to wash it or wash chemicals off or worried about, hey, I just sprayed that, don't eat it right now, and that kind of stuff. And just sort of have very clean food that was just cleanly produced and didn't have negative effects on the environment, and that my kids could literally just walk up to the vine and grab a tomato if they wanted to and eat it like an apple, and me not having that worry that there's anything in there that may harm them or cause disease or have any sort of other implications.
Hi, my name is Amanda Bauer. I'm a co-owner at Bauer Farm. I'm Dave's wife, and I came along for this journey that he started 5 years ago. He basically one day came home and told me he wanted to be a farmer. And at this time we were living in the suburbs in Orleans, and we basically moved out here to start this farm with very little experience. And I support him as much as I can with tasks that I'm learning each day. I'm still kind of new to everything going on at the farm. His big selling items are tomatoes, but since then we've also started growing specialty peppers. We grow zucchinis, cucumbers, eggplant, onions, lettuce, kale, basically anything you would find at a normal farmer's market. So basically it all started with Food Inc. We watched that video and we started learning about what was actually in our food. All the chemical components and the stuff that you're pretty much not aware of before you start researching what's in locally grown food. Once he kind of started talking about how the benefits of eating local food and the nutrient density and how much fresher food is and better for you, from that point, I kind of bought into to this movement. And since then, we've just started growing and experiencing how much better food tastes when it comes right from your backyard.
Because I think local farmers, it's just not a one-time connection with a customer. you sort of build relationships with customers. So it's not just a customer going into a Walmart and buying a cob of corn and leaving. It's typically someone either visiting me at the farmer's market or coming directly to my farm to buy off of me, or I'm delivering directly to their household. So there's that direct connection with myself and my farm that they don't get in a grocery store. And if I don't make my customers happy, if I don't build that connection with them, when I do get to see them, or when I am selling produce, they sort of forget about me and move on. So I'm willing to sort of go that extra mile to make a customer happy, and to make those connections in order to sustain my business and sort of keep building up a customer base in my area, and encouraging as much people as I can to come out to the farm and see their food being produced firsthand, and even developing a deeper connection and being a CSA member and getting weekly vegetables off me every week. I think just promoting that relationship and that trust with your farmer, and knowing that if he says, his produce isn't sprayed with chemicals, that it's not sprayed with chemicals, and that everything's just good, clean food and as fresh as it can be possibly produced.